Ciao again. Sorry, this is going to be part 5. The part that got chopped off is all societies, anywhere, have rules, ergo laws. And as long as everybody stays within the boundaries of their laws, society will function. Those that don't penalize. But if everybody is brought up with a proper education and is taught a useful trade, I'll bet you there wouldn't be the crime rate. But also you've got to factor in America has the largest population in prison than any other nation. Any nation. We're number 1. And do you know why? It's because we have prisons run for profit. They're privately owned and they're paid to house the criminals. Now, back to World War II. This is a strong point I want to make. And if you don't get this point and what it means, there's no hope for you in my mind. No hope whatsoever. Number 1, Hitler came flat out and said he does not want to see anything happen to Britain. He saw Britain as a Christian nation needed to survive. All right? Number 2, the Battle of Dunkirk. There was why we got entangled with the French and the Mignac line, I don't know. That rolled over and just, what was it, a day? 2 days, I think? It didn't, or maybe even not that long. Maybe it was just hours. But the British Expeditionary Force were pushed to the sea. And guess what Hitler did? He ordered his commanders of his panzer divisions to stop advancing. One advanced a little bit more. Hitler got on his ass. Do not advance. Do not fire upon. Nothing. You just sit there. 3 days the British Expeditionary Force was in Dunkirk, and they were allowed to withdraw without a shot being fired by any German. See, because what you had is you had these, well, all right, I'm going to stay with this first. So all of the British were able to withdraw with no further casualties for those 3 days that they were pinned down at the coast. Not one shot was fired at them. Now, further, Hitler at that time said, hey, let's just, I don't remember the exact terminology. I have to be looking at it. Let's just call it off right here, end the war. It goes back to the standings of before the war. There's no penalties put on anyone. He was being magnanimous. He was telling Britain there won't be any war reparations like the horrendous ones that was placed upon Germany. The Versailles Articles, or whatever the hell they were, after World War I. Germany wasn't going to do that to anyone else. Now, I do not condone the slaughtering of innocent people, and I'm not going to get into the Holocaust because I have personal issues with that. My people, my Native American ancestors, suffered a far worse fate than what happened in Europe. More of us died than any of those people. And yet, do you see any Native American coming up and say, oh, you're anti-Native, or you're still thinking of us? No, we don't play that crap. We're men, and we're proud. We're women. We have a heritage. and we don't play people's emotions. Even though you disregard us and make us live in dust bowls so we can't even grow our own food. That's why I don't touch that Holocaust crap. No, it has no meaning for me. I wasn't alive back then. I did not participate in it, and you cannot make me feel guilty for it. What I feel shame about is the fact of the European turds who came over and killed most of my ancestors, as well as other First Nation peoples. That's my bone that I have stuck in my craw that rides me. Forget you. I wasn't alive back then over in Europe. America did not contribute to that. America should not be made to have a guilt payment towards that. Oh, poor, poor, pitiful me. Get over yourselves. I don't care if you come and you start flagging my videos. This is fact I'm talking about. It can be found by anybody that makes the smallest effort that it would take. Just to type a few keys on the damn keyboard, and they can find out the truth of what happened. Or they can go to the library and check out Mein Kampf and see it firsthand that he wanted Britain to stand as a Christian nation. He did not want to see any harm befall Britain until his hand was forced because of the money-hungry assholes that were in control in England. The same ones who, when they couldn't no longer foster the communist bullshit in Germany, they will run out, they go to England instead. And as you know, Rothschild, after the Battle of Waterloo against Wellington, Rothschild agent got back to England before the agent for the English government did. So he mopes around and starts selling his shares or whatever the hell he was doing at a real cheap price. So everybody else panics and starts selling all theirs off. And he's in the meantime buying it up, buying it all. So now he owns the Bank of England. What does that really mean? He owns England. Yeah, there's even such an entity called the Inner City of London. The Inner City of London, the Queen even has to call and set up an appointment before she can go into it. And no, she can't just walk into it. She has to have the mayor of the Inner City of London be there to let her in and escort her. Now, if that isn't power over a damn country where the leader of the country has to be escorted, what is it? So now you see the dangers of these people, and you see the dangers that go along with what you see as a substance of value when it really is nothing but thin damn air. Yeah, it may pay your bills for now, but ultimately, long term, what's the cost going to be to you, your family, your children, and your grandchildren? Now, like I said before, I spoke out against the national debt. That's when all the bad crap happened to my computer. Well, I'm going to say it again. If there is not a mutual meeting of the minds and a total agreement of the contract in full context with no tiny microscopic fine print, there is no contract. And because there is no contract, we should not be obligated to pay that national debt, nor the damn interest that's brought upon it from those wars that we were manipulated into by those same money-hungry whores who run the central banks around the earth. Yeah, what are you going to do? You going to kill me like you did Kennedy? Like you did Lincoln and the rest of them? Yeah, I know you can do it. That isn't going to shut me up, though, because I'm not afraid of dying. I've already died 3 times. I've already told you that. So nothing's going to stop me unless you actually kill me. I will not stop. So people,